Hello, everybody. Welcome back for another episode here. It's Firestorm at home, and it's Coach FreeLove, ready to lead you guys through Parkour episode number 5. Now, if you guys did not know, we have had a bunch of previous episodes, so I would highly recommend that you check those out. There's a few items that we have talked about in previous episodes that we're going to touch on and use a little bit today. So, the more familiar you are with all of the previous content, the easier and the better you're going to get along with all of the upcoming content. So make sure that you guys stay involved, stay informed, keep yourselves going. Now, we're going to go on ahead and get started with our episode. In episode 5, Parkour, we're clearing out some space and possibly even using a mat to get ourselves set and situated. If you have siblings, this is a great opportunity to make sure that you guys give each other plenty of space. Today we're going to be going straight forward and straight out. So, boom, just like that. Again, going straight out. If you have siblings setting up, put that sibling's mat not perfectly aligned with yours, but slightly staggered, slightly offset, so that way you guys are not taking up all that same space, right? You don't want to be crunched together. Now, we have our space. I have very clearly taken my shoes off and have gone barefoot. Today's episode, you can go barefoot, and again, make sure you've got plenty of water in your system. You're hydrated before we start. If you guys have not yet got water, go get water now. We're about to start our mobility. We're going to get started with our mobility in about 10 seconds. Nice. Good. Sibling space. Staggered. Ready? Here I am. Nice. Standing at the edge of my mat. Chest up, chin up. Neutral forward position. Deep breath in our nose and out of our mouth. We're going to do that 2 more times. Deep breath in and out. Once more. Deep breath in and out. Nice. Make sure that we get our shoulders back, our chest up, chin in a forward, neutral, strong body posture position all the way around, right? We're going to start by taking our chin over to our shoulder, rolling it down to our chest, up to our opposite shoulder, just like every episode before. And every episode to follow, we will start with our mobility, making sure we mobilize or move the body the right way to prepare our body for a workout, because that's what it is. Whether you realize it or not, it's a workout. It's supposed to be fun fitness. So we're going to go on ahead and stop with the neck rolls and start with the shoulder rolls. Pick the shoulders up, use your whole shoulder blade to lift it. We're going to lift all the way up, shoulders touching our earlobes if we can, and now we're going to roll forwards to this shoulders in front sort of position. We're hollowed in the body, trying to still maintain a nice strong posture. Roll the shoulders down and pick the shoulders up and back with a nice big pinch, forcing your shoulder blades to touch. We're going to roll all the way around. Forward shoulder circles, making sure we hit all those key points every time we do our shoulder circles. And then we're going to go backward shoulder circles. Make sure that you keep breathing the whole time that we're doing our mobility. Nice deep breath in the nose and out the mouth. We're going to keep that going. Nice. Stop there for our shoulders. Start with our elbows. We're going to go hands and arms out. We're going to rotate our hands in over the top and then swing them down out to the bottom. So they're going to come over the top, out the bottom. These are our lateral arm circles. Try to keep your elbows up and in a good height alignment that's nearly that of your shoulder. If you can keep your elbows up and keep your hands smoothly going, we're going to stop here on the inside and go the opposite direction. If you can keep them smoothly going in that circle around that height of that elbow, you're going to feel, well, a little bit of warm up in that sense in your back and shoulders. You're going to feel a little bit of that muscle use. So if it feels a little exhausted, your arms are starting to drop, you find them down here, fix that, keep them up, keep them going, and stop on the outside. We're gonna go on ahead and flex our hands, flex them open as wide as you can. We're gonna push them out and flex, then curl them into the tightest squeezed ball you can. We're gonna do that, just flex and curl and flex and curl and flex and. Whew. I was taught that these are called popcorns. I like to keep your hands up, and then if you imagine they're like a popcorn kernel, pop, and that is our goal. Boom, to get as big and as open as possible. Boom, popcorns. Some people call them sprinkles. There's lots of different names for this thing, I've heard. But we're gonna stop with that. You should feel plenty of warmth through your arms. Interlock your fingers and your hands. Roll your wrists out. Make sure that we go, again, one direction, around, and then the other, all the way around. Nearly done with our upper body. We're gonna start with our torso twist. We're going to twist, but if your feet are narrow, this is not nearly as good or as effective. So I like to stand a little wider than my mat, a little wider than my shoulders. And now I'm gonna twist all the way around. And we're gonna hold that for 3 seconds. And then we're gonna twist all the way to our opposite side. Twist your maximum ability to twist, but don't let your feet move. Keep your core engaged, keep your back, chest, shoulders pulling into that twist. Nice job. Good, and make sure you look where you're twisting. So, twist all the way around. Big twist, 3, 2, 1, and then opposite direction. 3, 2, 1. Good. And so, we're going to twist a little bit faster, doing our momentum twist, and making sure that we look the direction that we're twisting. All right, we're going to go ahead and give it a stop for our upper torso and our mid-torso. We're going to start with our hips and our low spine. Nice big hula hoop sort of movement here. We're going to really try and isolate the spine though. Try not to move as much of this as you can. Keep it stuck in place and move everything else underneath it, right? So big hula hoop, big pelvic circle, pelvic tilt and curl, moving that hip bone a lot, as much as you can. We're gonna go on ahead and do the opposite direction as well. Nice. Strong planted feet. They're not going to go anywhere. Keep them in place while you also keep the spine in place and roll again the hips all the way around. Nice. We're gonna go on ahead and bring the feet and our knees together. Coming into a nice squat. We're going to then flex our legs as tightly locked back as possible. Essentially a hyperextension, right? Pushing back as tight as possible. So we're gonna go ahead and squat and flex and squat and flex and squat and flex and keep that. Good job. Nice. Ooh. Yeah, press into the knees just a little bit. Press into the thighs if you want. Maybe slightly uncomfortable if you put your hands on your kneecap. So I push slightly above that thigh. Nice. Ooh. All right. Now we're going to go into that squat and then do our knee circles. So get down low and curl those knees around. And we're going to go back and forth a few times. I like to refer to this as our washing machine method. Back and forth, just like that. A few circles one way. And then a few circles the opposite direction. Nice job. Woo. All right. We're going to step back or step forward, depending on where you're at on your mat, into a lunge. We're going to put our weight into our front leg. Some of you have been like this. We got to be like this, where you can see I'm very clearly putting my weight into my front leg. It's holding me up. It's doing a good job. We're then going to lift that heel off the ground and roll that out. So get started with those ankle rolls. Hold that strong lunge position. Lift yourself up. Roll in one direction to start, and then opposite direction to finish. And we're going to switch to your opposite leg. lean in, lift and roll one way, bring all the way around. Big circles as best as you can, and opposite direction, bring all the way around. Making sure to keep breathing in your nose, out your mouth. All right, good. Go on ahead and take a step off of that. We're gonna just pump those legs up for a second. Shake out your hands, shake out your arms. We're gonna go on ahead and get our whole body nice and ready, get some of that blood flowing. We're gonna get into a nice light jog. So go on ahead and center yourself on your mat. If you have a mat, if you don't have a mat, that's okay. If you're sharing space, make sure that, again, you're offset from each other. And we're gonna get started with that light jog. Now, there may be times that I stop my movement to give a few points of instruction. It's easier to do that without running or without jumping. So there's times where if I stop, I want you guys to keep going. Please keep that in mind for this episode and future episodes, as well as, well, future workouts. Specifically, stuff that we've got coming out. May not be like that with other programs. So you guys just stay tuned, keep with us. And now we're gonna switch from this jog to high knees. Pick those knees up. Get those knees up over the height of your hip as best as possible. So you guys can see, big lift, big raise. Get those legs all the way up. Nice. You guys keep on going. We're going to make sure that we keep a smooth rhythm. I don't know if you guys noticed, but from my jog to my high knees, I didn't really change pace. Pace is super important. Go on ahead and give your high knees a stop. We're gonna get started with a few push-ups, just normal push-ups. We're gonna get into a nice, strong push-up position. I'm turning now so you guys can see that body position. I'm not down in here. My hips are not down. If you guys are struggling with push-ups, there's some people that do knee push-ups, and we highly advise you not to use your knees. Don't use your knees. What you can do is practice negatives. So we're going to talk about our negative. We're going to start by standing up nice and strong with our chest and shoulders over our hands. Now from here, I'm not sagging in my belly. I'm pushing my hips and my spine up. Now I'm going to bend my arms. A lot of people bend out. Try to keep your elbows in close to your body. And we're going to set down on the ground. We'll pick ourselves back up. That is a negative. It's simply from the top to the bottom, as slow as you can. So for those of you that struggle with push-ups, you guys can do negatives, but our goal is to do 5 push-ups. Get down there nice and low, nice and strong. We're going to keep those elbows close, push up into that strong lifted body position. Keep your head neutral, right? Not looking up here, not looking down here. Strong neutral position. And go for your push-ups. Trying to do 5. That's 4 and 5. Great. We're going to go on ahead, pick ourselves back up. We're going to start with a few jumping jacks. Being mindful of our mat. You may want to move, it shifts, it slides, so please be careful. This is why we're offset from our siblings, slightly staggered. So we're going to go from feet inside, with our hands inside, to this big upward reach with our feet outside. So from in to out. And if you guys can, depending on how flexible you are, I would like for you to try and reach all the way up to a straight arm clap, where it's almost like your biceps are clapping your face. So we're gonna go from in to up. All right, go ahead and give it a stop. We're gonna catch our breath, breathing in. That's right, you guessed it, our nose, and out our mouth. So today, if you guys didn't get water before our warm-ups and our mobility, now's your chance. I'm gonna get my quick sip of water. You guys, join me when I'm done. All right. Woo. Well hydrated, I would hope. That's more than enough time. I think that was sufficient time for you all to get a drink of water. If you are just joining us, that's right. It's episode 5, Parkour, baby. We're here, it's Firestorm at home. We want to thank you for letting us into your living room, or into your bedroom, or into your bathroom, if you're streaming from your bathroom, and you're just watching and not doing anything. But it's a fitness stream, so we're gonna go ahead and get to it. There's a few skills that we're going to talk about that I can't do. I can't ask you to do at home. I can't have you do a wall pop, right? I'm not going to ask you to jump and run and hit a part of your house. I'm not. So the same thing goes for our tack, which is when we come into a wall or an obstacle and we come out of it, we come in and out of it at an angle, and it may look like it's like, cool, I can do it on the edge of the couch. Coach FreeLove just did it. But I don't want to advise you to do certain skills that may either damage yourselves or the property that you're in. So we're gonna do a few workouts that are based on our wall pop and our tack to get today started. So wall pop and tack are two of the most absolutely critical skills for all of walls training. And so the workouts for them are, well, very leg intense. I'm going to go ahead and slide this over. I don't have any siblings. It's me. I'm here. And Summer's over there, 6 feet away from me. Hi, Summer. It's great. And so, we're going to start with a nice, strong lunge position. We've done this quite a few times. And now, what I would like for you to keep in mind, and I'm going to slide over just a little bit more so you have that line. I'm going to slide this out of the way, and you can see me on this line. I'm going to be doing a specific type of workout now. This is not the skill. This is for the workout, what I'm doing. So I'm going to do a cross body lunge like this, where my leg is back behind me. You guys can see my front foot is pointed, toes are straight forward like I'm on that line. My knee is straight up over it. But I'm working on from this position, and you'll feel all the way through the inside of your quad. It's a very tight experience because your hips are twisted and torqued. So you're gonna feel some of that pressure. We're gonna come from that tight place. We're gonna drive our back knee up and out and across. We're gonna land down, and we're gonna bring ourselves from this position back to our starting position. I'm going to lift my heel up off the ground when I drive my knee. So I'm gonna do that one more time, and essentially in slow motion so everyone can see it. So from this cross body lunge, I'm going to drive my arms, my knee, and my heel up off the ground, landing on the opposite side. So if I have a mat, it's good to put myself in the center of my mat, take my foot from one side of the mat, and pick my foot up and over onto the other side of the mat. And so as you guys can imagine, this workout being as big and as explosive as it is, it's important to make sure that you stay controlled. Do not leave your mat. If your mat's on a slippery surface, maybe ditch the mat entirely. Again, we're doing it barefoot today. Try not to stomp or tromp around too hard. Make sure that you're light on your toes, right, but strong and powerful through your movements. We're gonna do 20 of that. So we're gonna do 10 with our left foot back, and then 10 with our right foot back. And then we're gonna work on our wall pop workout, which is gonna be super similar. You guys are gonna feel the difference, but you guys are gonna feel that burn. So let's get started. I'm right foot in front, left foot on the right side of my body. I'm gonna drive that knee up. Arms 2, coming to the opposite side, and boom! That's 1. Come back. 2. Back. And 3. Back. And 4. Back. And 5. Make sure that you guys, if you guys are working around, that you're not accidentally stepping on each other. Move or adjust as you need to. And we're on 6. 6. And 7. And hold strong. Adjust. 8. 9. And 10. You can feel that already. You can feel that in here and up here. It's a good burn. So we're going to switch. Now I was right foot in front. Now I'm left foot in front. Making sure I adjust to accommodate for my siblings or myself alone. Strong starting position. Arms are ready. Knees ready. Get started. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. And I am noticing a little bit of shift. You guys keep going. I'm going to keep going at my own pace. Finish up my last 5. But make that readjustment. Like I said, you may need. I needed it. I'm doing so. Getting strong. Back to the start. 6. 7. 8. Much softer, much better. Nice and quiet is our goal. 9. 10. All right. Catch your breath. Don't slouch. Keep your posture. Keep your chin and chest up. Nice neutral chin. Elbows up. Usually about the height of our shoulders. Helps us to expand our lungs a little bit more. In the nose. And out the mouth. With that good strong posture. Slightly widened stance, hands up. Nice. Rest should be pretty effectively caught. That crossbody lunge with that knee drive, what we were just doing, is a great workout. And we're gonna add on top of that with a very similar one. So that was previously tailored towards our tap. And this next workout is tailored more towards our wall pop. Now our wall pop, usually and traditionally there's a wall here, and I would step onto the wall, but instead of stepping onto the wall, what I'm going to do is just kind of step onto my mat. So whatever your dominant leg is, for me it's my right, that's my foot that I kick a ball with. We're gonna start with your dominant leg. That's the leg that would go towards, the wall. That wall, what it's going to do is it's going to come down onto our mat instead. So we're going to start in a lunge back here with our non-dominant in the lead. We're going to step forward. And now you guys can see I'm taking up quite a bit of space. Having that stagger, if you have siblings, staggering and moving the same direction is going to be a super important part of sharing that space, being considerate of each other. So make those adjustments. I'm going to strong lunge here. I'm going to step forward onto my mat and then drive myself up. That's my knee and my arms both swinging up. So it's going to be all sorts of fun, especially after we just did all those lunges. Now, you guys, I want you to remember, these are only our first few episodes. We're just picking up the pace, just picking up the speed. So we're going to go ahead and get into that left leg lunge. For me, it's a left leg with my non-dominant. I'm going to step onto my mat, swing and drive up, then come right back. That's 2. Boom. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5. 6. 7. 8. Now, as you guys can tell, that's an exhausting movement, and it's a fluid movement as well. You gotta keep moving piece by piece, in and out of that. We're gonna catch our breath for a second. Right? Good strong breathing posture, good strong stance. Get ourselves ready. We're gonna do this on our opposite side now. I was just doing a left leg lunge to a right leg takeoff as a training method for my right leg wall pop, right? Now, I'm gonna switch to a right leg lunge. Again, imagining that mat or that takeoff point that I'm stepping into, I'm trying to prepare myself mentally as if that's the wall, right? So I'm practicing all of the explosive movements of the wall pop on flat ground. It's a horizontal wall. That's what it is. All right, so we're gonna wall pop on that wall. So we're gonna go on ahead and start with that. Again, opposite leg lunge, switch from what you were at. We're gonna step from that lunge into our mat, and then arms and knee will swing up at the same time. Big jump at the top, come back. And once you've reset, get right into it. So we're gonna do 10 of those. That was not gonna count. Whack. All right, so let's get going. So, strong lunge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't destroy your mat. Please be mindful of your equipment. 6, 7, 8, 9. Readjust, don't destroy your mat. 10. Okay. Woo! All right. That is a lot of workout. Where you're feeling that is in your quads. Currently, you're also feeling that in your lungs. So, we're gonna take a quick second to get a drink of water. You go, make it fast. I will do the same. I'm sorry about your mat. Yep. Yep. I said I'm sorry. All right. Guys, let's jump right back on into class. Finishing water drink. Woo. Catching our breath. So, there is a couple of other skills that we're going to go over today in class. The next one is going to be specifically to help you guys for your pounce or your jump cat. Now, your pounce is when you jump into a wall, you hit the wall and you stop yourself from moving. Like that, right? It can be done with 1 foot or 2 feet, and it can be done with 1 foot, 2 feet, or 2 hands. And there's a whole tutorial on that, as well as our jump cat. The jump cat being where you jump up to a wall, and you can hang on. I don't want to tell you to do that anywhere in your home, so I'm not going to. Instead, we're going to do a workout that's based around it. It's going to be your pike jumps. So for those of you that don't know, pike jump looks like this. I take a nice strong stance. I'm going to squat down nice and low. When I jump, just like I would for a tuck jump, I'm going to swing my arms up and bring my knees up. But now I'm also going to actually swing up and reach towards my toes. So a pike jump in full move. Pike jump. So, girls, this is really tough. You're right, it's tough. It's just going to be tough. If I can't make my pike jump, what do I do? Good question. We're going to go ahead and take a slight bend to our knees. We're going to reach as far out as we can. So the closest that you can get straight legs, the best. But if your pike jump looks like this, that's because you're just starting, and that's okay. everyone has to start somewhere. But our goal, our end goal, is to be able to jump into this position. Or this position, or like this position. There's a whole lot of really crazy ways to do pike jump, but our goal is essentially all the same. Straight legs, straight arms and chest. Now, the better you can do that, I think the better that you're going to be at every time you jump to cat or jump to pounce. So, our workout on our mat, strong, careful, considerate of space. If your mat is going to shift, maybe it's time to ditch the mat. We are doing it barefoot today. I'm going to go ahead and do this. All right, perfect. My furniture's been adjusted, just like yours may have taken a second to adjust. So, now we're gonna go ahead and get started with our pike jump. We're gonna try and do, well, 2 sets of 10. So it's a total of 20, but we're gonna get a rest moment in the middle. So we're gonna go ahead, get started, feet are nice and tight together. You guys should probably still be facing your front wall like this. I'm turning so you guys can see my form. We're gonna get into that nice little squat. You reach up, and we're gonna go for our pike jump as close to our pike as we can get. That's 1. We're going for 9 more. Let's try and go rapid fire, machine gun pike jumps. Pretty sure that's 10. No? Summer says 1 more for good measure. So, here's your moment. Take it. 30 seconds on the clock starting now. Only got 15 seconds left. Excuse me. All right. That's just about all the time we have for doing nothing. Catching our breath. We're going to go ahead, get back to the workout. So, get started with those pike jumps. Last set, 10 pike jumps. Stay strong, deep breath in, focus, squat, jump, and reach. Nine. 10. All right. You guys finish up. If you're done, catch your breath. Another 30 seconds for that. If you need water, that was a good chance. Whew. I'm gonna take a quick sip. Yeah. Pike jumps are something, I tell you what. Oh yeah. All right, I'm building up a sweat. My face is like precipitating. It's precipitating. It's gross. I shouldn't even be allowed on the spring floor because I'm about as wet as most drinks ever get. So, it's ripping out here. It's killing me. I hope you guys had long enough to catch breath and enough time to get a drink of water. We're going to talk about what tutorials I think you guys should watch. Your tack and wall pop. Justin covers our tutorial number 9, both of them in the same tutorial. So tack and wall pop are the first 2 skills we went over in today's class. For a little bit more of a solid understanding on those techniques and how to actually use them on a wall, tutorial number 9. Go watch it when you get the chance. Aside from that, for your pounce is tutorial number 14. Now we didn't really talk about exactly how to go into pounce or how to actually jump to cat hang, but again, then you guys taking a little bit of extra time out of your day at home, check out the tutorial that covers it in its actual application. Again, Firestorm at home is a lot of workouts. We're trying to make sure you guys stay fit. We're giving you workouts that are going to train you to do those skills a little better, so when you have more space, more time, more availability to go outside or to go into classes, having done these workouts will get you ranking up faster, get you those skills a lot easier. So we're gonna stop talking about our wall skills. We're gonna move into our vault skill. Technically, it's gonna help you out with a little bit of wall skill. It's going to be a really, really tough workout. And so we're gonna break it up into a couple of different steps, but it's for your calm vaults, and it is specifically for any and every time you have to lift or mantle yourself up onto a wall. If you have to do half cat, you have to do sit 180 half cat, you have to do a jump to half cat, an elevated jump to half cat, you're climbing up something. Anytime you have to do those things, the workout we're going to do right now is going to help you. I'm going to say 2 words, tuck planche, and anybody that knows what that is going to be like, oh. Anybody that doesn't, here's your introduction. So we're going to get nice and low on the ground. If you do have something soft or cushy you can put under yourself, this is why. I have this big boy. We're going to refer to this as the pillow, because it's essentially a pillow, or it's a folded blanket, or it's, well, it's anything that has a little bit of depth and is soft. And when I get down, I'm going to get down with my feet, my knees and my shins. That's right, my knees. We're going to touch the floor for a little bit. That's why we're putting them on a cushion, on a pad. So I'm going to put my feet and my knees on that space. A tuck planche, we're going to be holding ourselves up in this sort of position with our hands turned outward and our body and our shoulders are leaned forward. And then we're going to hold ourselves up, and you may pull that mat or that pillow or that blanket with you a little bit. Our goal is to pull not just our knees up, our toes up off the ground or off the mat as well. Just like that. So, is your tuck planche a big long thing? No. Are you holding it forever? Not yet. Are we just talking about something that's super challenging, super difficult? Yes. We're going to talk about it one more time, your tuck planche. I'm going to give you a quick example of it. There's that mat. My hands turned outward, slightly wider than my shoulders. And in order for my body to get the lean right, I have to make my shoulders, if you guys can see my hands on the line, my shoulders are going to go past the line, lean forward like this, in this position when I lift myself up. So I'm going to lean in, pull my knees in, pull my toes in, and just try and practice holding myself up without moving my hands, without falling over, without losing that balance. Coach, that's super tough. You're right, it is. The way that you guys build the strength for that is, well, with permission to use the couch, or a stack of blankets or something that's going to be firm, or some of you even have a yoga ball, with permission to use anything that's going to give you that foot elevation. Even a chair, kitchen chair. We're gonna get started with our workout. We're gonna go into a push-up position where our feet are nice and elevated onto a singular obstacle. I'm gonna use my footrest, my ottoman. I'm going to put my feet up there. Now for a more challenging position, you'll be on just your toes, with still that forward lean like we talked about. My hands are back, my shoulders are forward. For a little bit more assistance, we are going to come back and rest more of our leg on that space. Again, having something like a line or a string, anything, an imaginary line you draw in the carpet and you're like, sick, perfect. You're going to plant your hands on that nice straight line. You're going to move your shoulders past it,
And we're just gonna practice holding here. Now, I'm not down here like this. My belly is not drooping. I'm pushing my shoulders and my chest up and back and in, keeping my head in a strong neutral position. Now, if you guys are doing really big Kong vaults or Kong to precision, this position is one you need to get familiar with, where your hips are up. We can even take this workout a single step up. We're gonna go onto our toes and lift our knees and shins off. So here I go into that lean and a lift off. So now, if you can imagine, if I was doing a dive and a Kong vault, that's a part of that body position. So we're working that body posture. Keep that hold. Pointed toes, shoulders in front of hands. Coach, I'm dropping. Oh my goodness. Oh. Okay, good. You guys, it's a tough one. Keep yourself in a safe, soft environment if you can. Carpets, mats, pads, blankets, towels, all sorts of stuff that you have that are everyday household items that you can move into a space to help make it softer or safer. We're gonna keep practicing. We're gonna take it from what is essentially that baby step. We're gonna take it up another step. So for those of you that are really trying to get into that top planche, or still working on those Kong vaults and want the strength to do better Kong vaults, we're gonna step forward again. We're gonna go back into that push-up position, sliding your foot appropriately for your challenge. We're going to hold ourselves up and bring, again with that lean, we're going to bring one knee in. So hold ourselves on one leg with one leg in, and come back. Woo! Catch your breath, lean, opposite leg. Pull it in, hold yourself up, and come back. Woo! Catch your breath. We're gonna alternate doing the single leg tuck planche with assist, right? That is essentially a very long name to this one workout we're doing. So we're gonna go back out, hold it in, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, out, come back this way. I'm doing this to relieve some of the pressure or some of the rest, the weight off my wrist. Woo, to give them a little bit of rest. I'm gonna shake those out a little bit. Go to my opposite leg for a 5-second hold, lean out, and get strong posture, then in, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, come back. Woo. Take that weight off. So, some of you are like, Coach, that's tough. That's like really tough. Like excruciatingly painfully tough. But I want more. I'm so ready. Some of you are like, Coach, that's the right amount of tough. That is my Goldilocks, my Three Little Bears, my porridge. That's how hot I need it to be, right? That's okay. That's a good spot. If you guys want to stay at that spot, keep at that spot. When you start to get tired, Coach, I can no longer do this drill where the knees are coming in. Then you step down the ladder and keep going. So if I can't continue with my most recent drill being the single leg hold, then I'm going to practice that hold here, being the drill we talked about before. Coach, I'm really struggling with that one too. The step down that you guys can practice is your push up, like normal on the ground, right? And then have a little bit of lean. If that's really tough for you, then you can elevate your hands. So my hands are now on an elevated surface, and I'm practicing this lean and this hold. All of these are things that you can do when you feel like, Coach, I'm so tired, I can't continue. So remember this part of the video. Watch this video a second or a third time even. And remember that there's always something you can do. If I'm stuck here and I'm tired and I can't do this one anymore, I'm gonna do the next thing and the next thing, because when you're tired, when your body is fatiguing, is the only time you're really making that effective progress. So get tired. That's important. We're gonna do the next step up, okay? So if you guys are not doing the next step up, that's okay. work on the step that you're comfortable on, but get tired of doing it. We're gonna step on up now to the point where we are gonna drag our feet off the couch and into our tuck planche. So if you guys have that cushiony mat space, like this thing over here, your pillows, your staff, whatever it is, you guys go ahead and put that down under you, under your torso. We're gonna go hands on leg ground. We're gonna get that body up and into place. We're gonna lift the knees in. And we're going to negative down. I talked about it at the very start of class. We talked about push-ups. And some of you probably remember that from the start of class. We talked about doing a negative push-up, and that there's always a step down for you to take that you can take. And these are our next step up. And as you can see, even a more advanced move still has a negative variation. So reset yourself, adjust, and we're gonna do our lean out towards our planche, and we're gonna pull those knees in and set ourselves down, pick it back up, readjust, and do it again. We're gonna do this just a few times. Big lean out, pull the knees in. Sometimes we need to tilt and lift our hips up and pull in. Ooh. Coming off the couch one leg at a time can lead to an accidentally uneven workout. So try and come off that couch or wherever your feet are elevated from, come off at the same time. Get on back up, just a few more left. Ooh. Now there's a little bit of a pop, I did almost like a jump there, and that is not our goal. One more time. If we do this, we're pulling ourselves through, we get a little jump, we drop down. That's not our goal. Our goal is to do this as strong, but slow and controlled as possible. So, dripping beads of sweat. We're gonna do one last one the right way, the best way we can. We're gonna go up into that hold with that outward turn on our hands again. You're gonna get that good forward body lean, bring the toes to the edge, and then pull yourself off as best as possible. All right, we're gonna go on ahead, take a quick seat and stretch out our wrists, because I know that if you guys were doing that with me, your wrists are pretty beat. Even if you guys were on one of those lower levels, right? We're working on that one leg variation, or we are working on our push-up still. No matter where you're at, you're putting your body weight into your wrists. So we're gonna stretch them out. One of my favorite wrist stretches, sort of like this. So wrist and elbow stretch. We're gonna keep the pressure here. Imagine there's like a dollar sitting right here. We're gonna pinch that dollar. We're gonna roll our fingers through. We're not gonna let that dollar drop. We're gonna put our palms on that dollar. We're gonna hold it for a second. We're gonna switch around to our pinkies. We're gonna come back around to the back of our hands. We're gonna try not to drop whatever that thing we're imagining. We're gonna keep the pressure in between our hands at all times. So we're gonna keep that pressure in, and we're gonna keep our elbows up, trying not to let those drop as well. We're gonna go on ahead and keep that pressure in. Hold them tight enough to each other. That right here at the start, you can feel a stretch. Back of the hands together, wrists are up, elbows are kind of down a little bit, but still elevated. And then we're gonna roll in towards the index, thumb to palm, right? And we can adjust, and pinky, try and keep that pressure, pinky to back of hand. Go on ahead and keep this wrist roll going. It's a little bit more of an advanced wrist roll. We've done it, I think, in one episode previously, and it is going to go the opposite direction now. Keeping that pressure, as best as you can. I pull my hands all the way in towards my chest, and then push all the way down. So the circle by which my hands are moving is a fairly large one, even though I'm still trying to imagine and keep that pressure between them. All right. We're going to now take the backs of our hands together, put them into our chest, and squeeze our elbows towards each other, just like so. We're going to take a nice deep breath in the nose, and out the mouth.
Good, and coming out of that. While we're in a seated position, we're gonna sit essentially in a pike now. We're gonna turn our hands so our palms are facing the ceiling, thumbs are facing out. I'm going to put my fingers to the ground by my sides and press the heel of my hand down. Now I can lean back. Oh yeah, and I can feel just that little bit of stretch on my elbow, my forearm, and my wrist, because now my shoulders are behind my hands. And so the concept that we use for our body, for that is actually called leverage. We're leveraging. We're leaning our body over. And so when we planche, we're leveraging our weight, like we did in our previous lean. That's us leveraging our weight forward over the front side of our body. So that we're going to use it for our stretch, just like that. Some of you have already done it, but now you know a slightly more advanced, term for what we're actually doing. So slightly better understanding is always a good thing. Nice, coming out of there. Whew. Interlock, we're gonna roll them back and forth like a washing machine, clockwise, counterclockwise, clockwise, counterclockwise. Ooh, shake them out. Shake out your whole arm. We are going to continue our post-class stretches in just a moment. If you guys have yet to get a water break, now's your chance to go on ahead and get a water break. Go for it. I'm gonna go for mine. All right. Oh my goodness. So, I hope you're not dead at this point. I hope your wrists aren't falling apart, your hands aren't falling off, but I do hope that you felt that workout. It was quite a bit of a workout. We started with a lot of quads, and then we ended up moving into actually quite a lot of our core and a little bit of our upper body, so our shoulders were also a space that we targeted, our shoulders and our chest. That's a lot of workout, and it's pretty well distributed across the body. You guys, we're going to make sure that we stretch out those targeted areas. That's one of the most important parts of all of your working out. Whether you're working out with me on this stream or another person on a different stream. If you guys have a workout stream that you're following and they don't have a post-stretch session, you guys can hop on over here and just watch ours and just do ours. That's okay, because it's important that no matter what you're doing, you stretch as well. All workout, all of it. Whether you're doing low intensity, high interval, high rep, whatever, high intensity, doesn't matter. Cardio workout, doesn't matter. Stretch. So, there's everyone's disclaimer for the day, your reminder for the day, your reminder for your life. Stretch. Stretching more stretching is a happier, healthier life. And we're gonna go ahead and take a seat. Because we were just doing quite a bit in the upper body, the seat that we're gonna go ahead and assume is a butterfly. We're gonna be in a casual butterfly. So if casual for you is where your feet are all the way in and your knees are all the way down, that's casual for you. Hey, awesome, I'm not that rude. This is a casual butterfly for me. And from this position, I'm really squeezing my belly to keep my chest up, my spine in nice alignment over my hips. If you guys have any questions about some of today's lesson, now is the best time to ask, because I can answer those questions live. And I can only answer as many as I get. From this position, we're gonna go ahead and reach our hand up, and we're gonna bring it behind our head. Starting with just one arm, I'm starting with my right arm behind my head. I'm now gonna grab that elbow and pull. My head is currently curled down. What I'm going to try and do is lift the back of my head into my elbow. So I'm lifting my chin. I'm not just looking up with my eyes. No, I'm lifting my whole chin and lifting my whole head into that elbow and keeping that strong spinal posture, right? And you should feel plenty of stretch in the shoulder, but you also feel a little bit of stretch in the spine as well. And that's because we're using those muscles, squeezing those muscles. It's important. Oh, nice. You're gonna go on ahead and come on out of that. We are facilitating the use of those muscles, right? We're gonna
reach our hand up behind us. We're going to grab the elbow. We're going to pull it. I want you to effectively reach down your spine, and then when you grab and start pulling here, pull against your hand with this other arm. Create additional muscular tension by doing so. We're going to reach in here, grab here, pull and fight, and then fight that all back with our head. This way I'm using a bunch of my muscle in my shoulders and my back, which are two areas that we targeted quite a lot today in our workouts. Specifically, when we were talking about workouts that would help you for your Kong vault, or for your floor Kong, or your Kong up, that being our tuck planche. It also helps you anytime you're doing a half cat. You're jumping to half cat, you're going to do a half cat to cat hang, and climbing yourself down, or vice versa, you're going from a cat hang up to a half cat. We have tutorials for a bunch of those, but specifically the ones I'm going to refer you to are tutorial 11 and tutorial 7. That's going to be the ones for our wall skills. That's our half cat and sit 180 half cat. Ooh, come on out of that stretch. Oh, and that's also our floor Kong. So tutorial 11 is half cat, sit 180 half cat, and floor Kong is number 7. Previously, pike stretch. Reach your torso out towards your feet. Previously, we did our wall skills, being our wall pop and our tack, as well as our pounce or our jump to cat. And you guys can check out the tutorials for those actual skills. It's going to be tutorial number 9 for our tack and wall pop, as well as tutorial number 14 for our pounce. You guys can find our cat on there. You guys can find our Kong vault on there. Those are tutorials, a few of them that I've mentioned in previous videos. So shout out to Coach Justin, the king of Firestorm, because he keeps making those tutorials, or he did make those tutorials for a long time. Woo, coming out of that stretch, out of that pike stretch. We're going to lay flat on the ground, chest down, head towards the camera. It's a fun time. I know I may not be the best to look at, but I sure sound good. But from this flattened position, we're gonna lift our heel up. We're gonna go on ahead and grab that toe as best as we can. Ooh, reach back, come back into a nice straight alignment, and then pull that toe and that heel down towards your glute, towards your butt cheek. If you can, reach with both hands. Go ahead, pull yourself down. We're gonna hold it for just a few more seconds. You guys should feel a stretch on the front of your quad. Coach, I don't feel a stretch, I'm too flexible. Try and lift your knee if you can. Lift your knee up off the ground as well. Coach can't do that. This is just not my specialty. I can, but not very well. Oh. So, there we go. Good, go on ahead and come on out of that stretch. Take a nap. I'm joking, don't take a nap. We're going to switch to our opposite leg. So, go on ahead and grab that opposite foot. Pull that leg in, grab that foot, adjust with the hand. 1 and then 2. Take a nice deep breath in the nose. Grab the toes, breathe out the mouth. Oh man, that's a really cool hat. Thanks. I bought it online from the website, firestormfreerunning.com. Go to the shop tab. You can buy your own cool Firestorm hats. Help support small business like ours. Come out of your stretch. Stop listening to me advertise our stuff. We're gonna go on ahead and start with our sea lion stretch or our seal stretch. Seal stretch, like ceiling stretch. So we're gonna go on ahead and slide our hands up under our shoulders, and we're gonna lift our chest up, point our chin and chest up towards the ceiling. Ooh, that's why a lot of people call it a seal stretch. That where you look like a big old, what people call a seal, they really mean is like a sea lion. So, or. Big push up. Try and keep your hips pinned towards the ground. Flex your glutes, that's your butt muscles, squeeze them, right? Flex them to push your hips towards the ground. Push, push, push. And our last few stretches today, we're gonna push our hips up, do our cat stretch by sliding our hands out, bringing our chest down, chest to the ground, and try and keep your hips directly above your knees, just like this.
Knees are on the line, hips are over the same line, chest is down. Thumb looking good. Thanks. Good. And then you come on up out of that table position, just like this. Hands and knees, nice and flat, nice and strong. Any questions, some? All right, that's cool. Going ahead, big push up. And we're going to curve down. We're going to push our belly up. And hold. And curve down. And we're going to go on ahead and curl into a little ball. We're going to tuck into a ball, lay flat on our back. Tuck and roll just a few times. We're going to do our bridge stretch, and then tuck and roll a few more times, and that's going to be it for class, guys. So we're almost there. You guys, tuck and roll a few times. And when you're ready, go on ahead and sit yourself in position. Get ready. Hands are going to go over your head. Try and keep your heel down. Go on ahead and start your lift into your bridge. That's bridge up like this, right? Our goal is to keep ourselves up off the ground. If we can, get our feet and our knees together. So feet, knees together, lift, and then push ourselves out to straight as best as possible. Come down, finish with a few tuck and rolls, and that's gonna be it for today's class. So, thanks for coming in, hanging out. I appreciate you guys as company, but you don't have to go. I mean, you don't have to go home, but you have to get the heck out of here. Have a good night, guys.